welcome to Newcastle. Tonight we're staying at the INNSiDE Newcastle Hotel by Melia. Now Melia is quite a famous Spanish brand of hotels. You might have stayed in a Melia hotel in Tenerife or Lanzarote or something like that. I'm not quite sure what category the hotel fits into. It's very modern. I don't think it's low cost, but it is certainly very, very quirky, and I've heard lots of good things about it. Shall we go and check in? We're right down on the banks of the River Tyne, and I ended up walking down some incredibly steep steps from up near the station. There must be an easier way down than that. And there's a Wetherspoons pub right next door to the hotel. I almost walked past it the first time. The branding isn't particularly standout, but here we are. INNSiDE by Melia, and the restaurant and bar inside the INNSiDE is called Gino. Well, let's go and get checked in. Actually, I always end up getting stuck in revolving doors. We'll go in through the normal door. Okay, so this is a little bit quirky, isn't it? Those remind me of diary room chairs from Big Brother. There's a lot of glass, and I love that spiral staircase. And those lamps above, we'll have to have a look up on that balcony afterwards. But this is obviously the bar area. We'll have a drink here later on. I'm definitely getting the Spanish vibes from this. Interesting mural up there. They even have a random photo booth in reception. And if we walk through the restaurant, I think we can find our way out onto, yep, the Quayside, which is where I started the video a few moments ago. This is quite a nice place to sit out of an evening. Nobody else is here though. Actually, do you remember the lighthouse trail we did a few videos back in North Berwick? Well, it looks like they're doing a rabbit trail here in Newcastle, and one of the rabbits is right outside our hotel. Whilst there is a receptionist here, the whole check-in process was online. I gave them my details online, and when he arrived, I basically scanned a QR code that was in the email they sent me, and the machine dispensed the keys to my room, so no human interaction whatsoever. Very efficient. Okay, we're in room 102. Shall we go and find it? I think we'll have to go up those spiral stairs. Here we go. Oh, I see, this is where they have their conference rooms and meeting rooms. There's a nice view back down into the bar in Gino's restaurant, isn't it? That's interesting artwork, isn't it? Quite a bit of football memorabilia going on here as well. Okay. Just passed by a fully stocked gymnasium on the way to the room. I'm not really in the mood for a workout tonight. However, I will take one of their cones of water. I've always seen them do that in the movies. Endless corridors. Here we are, room 102. Now what's this here? Oh, quite like that. Busy exploring. Estoy, that's Spanish. Busy dreaming. Actually, I think I prefer that to an electronic display. What do you think? Let's go inside. Welcome to our double Riverview room here at the INNSiDE Newcastle Hotel by Melia. I'll tell you how much I paid for the room after we've had a good look round. First thing I noticed is there's no carpeting in the room, just this tiling. It's quite soft on your feet though. And here we have our king-sized double bed with huge headrest. Now I like the look of that, and those sheets, they're not crisp white, are they? They've got a sort of black flecking on them. Quite like the look of that. All feels nice and soft though. And what about these pillows? Yep, those are very soft. Actually, the front one's soft. The back one is much more robust. That will be a good combination, I think. Beside the bed, we've got, look at this, really old school style of phone. And yes, it does work. I did for a moment think that it was fake, but why would it be fake? We've got plug socket with USB charging, switches for the lights. Here we've got a reading light and a room light. That's quite nice. I like the way they've done that. The headboard is, oh, I was expecting some sort of fabric, but that feels as if it might be a sort of plasticky faux suede thing. Love the way that it's backlit though. On the other side of the bed we've got exactly the same. Is it? Yeah, one soft, one harder. Same arrangement with plugs, sockets and reading lights. Of course, no phone on this side. And very importantly, does the bed bounce? Now I'm going to be quite careful because I have a feeling this might be quite solid. Oh, actually, do you know what? That wasn't solid at all. That is really quite bouncy. Oh, and it's a little bit creaky as well. Okay, I think we'll be fine on this tonight. On the table in the middle of the room, looks like a rubber plant of sorts. We have a double sofa, and I think that converts into a bed if you want to have 3 people sharing this room. But this is probably what we've paid our money for. Here we have it, the river view from the bedroom with the bridges over the River Tyne. That is a lovely view. And of course we can see the outside of Gino's restaurant, including the rabbit down there on the riverside. To complete our living space, we have a table and 2 chairs. Right below the rather large TV. Oh, let's have a look at the rest of the room, and this caught my eye as soon as I walked in. Look, our very own yoga mat. And do you know what? That's a really nice sort of cork padded yoga mat. Yeah, I like that. For those of you who don't know, I am a fully qualified yoga instructor and I still teach classes throughout Edinburgh, but I'm not going to unfold this yoga mat and do a sun salutation for you in the middle of this room. There's a heck of a lot going on over here. We've got a coffee machine, and the little box next door has got the pods inside. And these fabulous little espresso mugs. I love the fact one's got eyes open, one's got eyes closed. Down below we have a couple of glasses. Are they glass glasses? Yes, they are glass glasses. And look, we've got the same eye open and eye closed motif. I do like that. Next door, coffee making equipment and kettle, plenty of sachets. Again, eyes closed, eyes open. Safe. And gosh, second hotel in a row with a minibar that actually has stuff in it. Not much, but we've got sparkling water, still water, we've got some San Pellegrino. I wonder whether those are complimentary. There's a small chest of drawers. I've put my bag on top of that. You've got some really funny looking little hangers there. I'm not sure what those are doing. Over the other side we've got some proper hangers though, and a bathrobe and some slippers to wear as well with the INNSiDE by Melia branding. This is a very yoga-y style bathrobe, isn't it? Above that there's another quilt, a spare set of slippers and dressing gown and more towels. Now the bathroom is sort of half open plan and half enclosed, so the wash basin is effectively open to the rest of the room, and we've got, I think again, yes, glasses with the eyes open, eyes shut. We've got a couple of bottles of Smile smelly stuff and a box of tricks here below. Towel rail adjacent to the basin. Then of course we do have an enclosed shower. Open the door a little bit more. Quite a roomy shower inside. There's a fairly substantial rainfall style shower head. Smaller handheld. And again another couple of bottles of Smile smelly stuff. And finally, behind a proper door, we have the toilet. Nothing really that special in here. There's not a lot they can do with the toilet really, is it? Although they have folded over the toilet paper into a V shape. That's interesting actually. Roca, that is definitely a Spanish bathroom brand, isn't it? Well, what do you think of this double Riverview room at the INNSiDE Newcastle Hotel by Melia? I paid £142.80 for this room, and that includes breakfast tomorrow morning. Now, it doesn't feel like it's a low-cost hotel. That's not low-cost prices, certainly not in Newcastle. However, the room is absolutely spotlessly clean. It's very modern. It's got that quirkiness that I love, and that bed is super comfortable, and we've got the extra space with the sofas and the table and chairs to sit out and enjoy maybe a glass of wine or a glass of beer later, watching some TV. Okay, here's the plan for the rest of the stay. We'll go for a walk around the immediate environs of the hotel. That means heading out and walking along the banks of the River Tyne. We'll come back to the hotel later, go into Gino's and have ourselves a glass of red wine, or maybe a martini tonight. I'm in a martini kind of mood. And tomorrow morning, we'll avail ourselves of the INNSiDE by Melia breakfast. I wonder whether it'll feel really quite Spanishy. Okay, let's hit the riverbank of Newcastle upon Tyne. Right, we'll come back to Gino's for a drink later. For now, let's head along the banks of the River Tyne. If you don't fancy paying hotel prices, there is that Wetherspoons next door, the Quayside. You know you'll always get a decent price in a Wetherspoons. I do love the bridges that cross the River Tyne. The Tyne Bridge being one of the most impressive, of course. That's an incredible view of the bridge and that fabulous glass house building beyond. Oh wow, look, there's a huge rainbow over the top of the Millennium Bridge. You know, there's some sort of running race going on down here on the side of the Tyne tonight. And I'm pretty sure that 2 years ago, when I was down here doing my review of the Royal Station Hotel, the same race was running then as well. What a coincidence. So it is incredibly busy down here tonight, and there's a lot of lycra on display. People receiving their gongs for winning. There's the Millennium Gateshead Bridge. That is very impressive, isn't it? It's incredibly windy, and I'm only a little way along the bridge, and I've already nearly lost my hat once tonight, so I'm not going to go any further, but look at the view back down the Tyne. Fabulous. so the hotel is perfectly placed for a nice, quiet evening stroll along the Tyne. Looking for a restaurant, maybe a pub, unless, of course, you choose the one night of the year that they're running a big race down here. Oh, look, I found another of them rabbits. And my little friend says it's time to go back to the hotel for a glass of red wine or a martini. Okay, I think we'll go and sit over here. Welcome to the bar here at the INNSiDE by Melia Hotel in Newcastle. I've got myself a large glass of red wine, 250 millilitres, £14.50. No service charge, just as we like it. Now, this is a wine I've not had before. I'm not going to pronounce it right, I know. Montepulciano, apparently. Let's give it a try. Ooh, quite like that. Maybe a little bit Merlot-y, possibly a little bit Cab Savvy, but what do I know? I know what I like though. That's pretty good stuff. Let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the atmosphere here in the bar. I think that this Melia Hotel is a little bit upmarket. It just feels, even though it's modern, even though it does have an element of low cost about it, it also has an element of class. I'm really quite enjoying my stay here. Oh, by the way, cheers to the Fraser Family Adventures for putting me on to this hotel. Really enjoyed it, guys. From where I was sitting in the bar down there, I just noticed this collage of Newcastle-style greetings. I'll read. I'll read, indeed. Really enjoyed that glass of wine in the bar. Great atmosphere, actually. Definitely has a Spanish vibe to it. Okay, I'm going to hit the sack. I'll see you in the morning and we'll avail ourselves of the INNSiDE by Melia breakfast. See you tomorrow. Welcome to breakfast at the INNSiDE Newcastle Hotel by Melia. It's a traditional buffet. The atmosphere is still pretty good here in Gino's restaurant. Let's go and see what's on offer. Not a bad selection, eh? Now have a look at this plateful. That sausage was fantastic. But you know what? The standout for me on that breakfast plate were those mushrooms. Cooked to perfection. Absolutely delicious. Well, do tell me down in the comments below, what do you think of the INNSiDE Newcastle Hotel by Melia? I was very impressed. Spotlessly clean, a little bit quirky, a lot of fun. Loved the yoga mats in the room, and the atmosphere in the bar last night was really quite good. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one for some more travel adventures and a little drop of history.